Hey guys, okay, so this is going to be a different kind of video than the kind I usually do. I read this on Facebook this morning. A friend of mine had shared it from someone she had seen on, it gets shared and reshared and re-reshared. And so I hadn't read this one before. And it really just, what I'm about to read to you, really just kind of hang on one second. Sorry. I'm gonna have my lines up a little bit, help it light in. But it really just kind of, what's the word? It just made me feel grateful for everything, And I thought about disabling the comments before I even make this public. Because I thought, I don't want to deal with people thinking I'm trying to attack certain age groups or make blanket statements about people, but if you guys know me, you know that I don't do that kind of thing. I don't discriminate against anyone. I don't judge anyone, nothing like that. This is a person that, this is something that someone posted on Facebook. It's been shared, I guess, for several years now. But I'm not going to disable the comments. I'm going to leave them up. Any negative ones will be deleted because it's my channel and I have the right to do that. But I'm going to read this to you today. I'm going to read this to you in this video. It's a bit long, so if you want to watch the whole thing, settle in. So, I do have some water here I'm drinking. My throat's always dry. Okay. And it says, I'm going to read this right off Facebook. I talked with a man today. An 80-plus-year-old man. I asked him if there was anything I can get him while this coronavirus scare was gripping America. Apparently this is new, not old, it's new. I just realized that. It's about coronavirus, it's not really old, it's new. He simply smiled, looked away, and said, "Let me tell you what I need. I need to believe, at some point, this country that my generation fought for. I need to believe that this nation that we handed safely to our children and their children. I need to know this generation will quit being a bunch of sissies, that they respect what they've been given, that they have earned what others have sacrificed for." I wasn't sure where the conversation was going, or if it was going anywhere at all. So I sat there, quietly observing. The man continued. Sorry. I was a little boy during World War II. Those were scary days. We didn't know if we were going to be speaking English, German, or Japanese at the end of the war. There was no certainty, no guarantees like Americans enjoy today. And no home went without sacrifice or loss. Every house, up and down every street, had someone in harm's way. Maybe their daddy was a soldier. Maybe their son was a sailor. Maybe it was an uncle. Sometimes it was a whole family. Fathers, sons, uncles, and more. Having someone you love sent off to war, it wasn't less frightening than it is today. It was scary as hell. If anything, it was more frightening. We didn't have battlefront news. We didn't have email or cell phones. You sent them away and you hoped. You prayed. You may not hear from them for months, if ever. Sometimes a mother was giving her son's letters on the same day Dad was comforting her over her child's death. And we sacrificed. You couldn't buy things. Everything was rationed. You were only allowed so much milk per month, only so much bread, toilet paper, everything was restricted for the war effort. And what you weren't using, what you didn't need, things you threw away, they were saved and stored for the war effort. My generation was the original recycling movement in America. And we had viruses back then. Serious viruses. Things like polio, measles, and such. It was nothing to walk to school and pass a house or two that was quarantined. We didn't shut down our schools. We didn't shut down our cities. We carried on. Without masks, without hand sanitizer. You know what? We persevered. We overcame. We didn't attack our president. We came together. We rallied around the flag for the war. Thick or thin, we were in it to win. And we would lose more boys in an hour of combat than we lose in entire wars today. He slowly looked away again. Maybe I saw a small tear in the corner of his eye. Then he continued. Today's kids don't know sacrifice. They think a sacrifice is not having coverage on their phone while they drive across the country. Today's kids are selfish and spoiled. In my generation, we looked out for our elders. We helped out the single moms whose husbands were either at war or dead from war. Today's kids rush to the store buying everything they can. No concern for anyone but themselves. It's shameful the way Americans behave these days. None of them deserve the sacrifices their granddads made. So no, I don't need anything. I appreciate your offer, but I know I've been through worse things than this virus. But maybe I should be asking you, what can I do to help you? Do you have enough soda pop to get through this? Enough steak? Will you be able to survive with 113 channels on your TV? I smiled, fighting back a tear of my own. Now humbled by a man in his 80s. All I could do was thank him for the history lesson, leave him my number for emergency, and leave with my ego firmly tucked in my rear. I talked to a man today, a real man, an American man from an era long gone and forgotten. We will never understand the sacrifices. We will never fully earn their sacrifices. But we should work harder to learn about them, to learn from them, and to respect them. That's the end of it. I'm not saying I agree with everything that the man said. I'm not saying I agree with all the terms that he used. But this just made me step back and realize all of the things that people that have come before us have sacrificed so we could have what we have today. Like women having, just for one example, women having the right to vote. You know, people have paved the way for us to have the freedoms that we do today. I know this might seem offensive to some people, and that's okay. Everyone has an opinion, and they're entitled to that opinion. But I wanted to read this to you guys because I wanted to share with you how much this impacted me. And made me realize that I need to be grateful for the sacrifices that people in my family made. I probably will never know what sacrifices my ancestors made. My 5 times great grandparents, my 3 times great grandparents, my great grandparents, my grandparents, my parents. I may never know what they endured. But I always need to be grateful for what they endured. And know that if they got through it, if they got through worse things than this, then we can get through this whole coronavirus scare and everything else going on in the world. Earthquakes and hurricanes and tornadoes and just all of these horrible things and shootings and stabbings and so much bad in the world. But yet we are still very blessed. And a lot of people have sacrificed and served and died to give us the freedoms that we have. And I just think we should take a moment and be grateful for those sacrifices. I'm going to go ahead and go. I love you guys so much. Have a blessed day. Thank you for watching this. And I'll see you all in my next video.